Francis, good. You got low all for something there. Good evening and welcome to the Bottom Line discussion. How you doing, my dear brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good for my brother. Thank God it's Friday. It's interesting weekend. Got a couple of days to the General Assembly. And how's your end? I mean, Trump just visited your city.
Oh, my brother, our end is okay. John met with my good friend King Charles, and then the Prime Minister here. For some reason, Trump is getting away with a lot of things, so I think this is where it is. So yeah, but we'll be looking at his visit here. I mean, the guy, he was so excited because he got the greatest royalty that one could ever imagine for a bullet a throne that everybody's sucking onto him. It just tells you something about what this guy is doing so much that people are afraid of him. I just don't know. So we'll dive into it. But how's Sweden? Before we start some musical break, how's Sweden, brother? Yeah, so Francis Mutel, he will be with us in a minute. So tonight we'll
No,
be
I don't. I
looking.
mean, Sweden is good. I mean, it's good. We
Yeah,
got a very fair and appreciable weather this weekend. It's supposed to be actually fall. Everybody going around with their hoodies and jackets. But I know I was out there today. I'm away from work for a couple of weeks. I had surgery on my hand. So yeah, it was good. Out there with t-shirt, going out there, taking some walk, and out there walking for an hour and a half. It was very good weather. So yeah.
you know the thing with the European weather, it is before we get into this fall, you have weather like that. It will get hot, the next day it get cold, it rains. So
Yeah.
it will be playing that cat and mouse until the heavy the heavy weather hits you. So
Oh
it's
man, I can't think. I don't even. I can't imagine that, man. Coming November, man, you be dark from the you go to work, it dark. You coming home, it
yeah,
dark.
yeah.
Man.
Couldn't imagine.
Four
Then the
months
clock the, the,
darkness.
the clock going to go backward. So you
Papua.
get you get longer night and
Hmm.
shorter days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean something is just now we in Liberia we have the thing just constant.
Yeah, constant. Yeah.
Yeah, and here we got to keep adapting. People got to start buying winter clothes and all that. So this
Yeah.
is where man,
I mean, the worst thing about it is the kids. They're growing. I mean, we not growing anymore. Probably want to get fatter. Yeah, but the kids are there. They're growing. I mean, the jacket's getting shorter and
yeah.
getting. I'll keep buying things for that. Winter shoes, everything. I mean, and this month is the kind of everything starting. The school starting. The football clubs, the basketball clubs,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, everything's starting. I mean, so it's like, yeah,
Well,
but
no,
it's what we,
the way it's programmed is like they all go to school together. They take holiday, and then when they all in school, funnily,
Mhm.
the airline ticket prices drop because not many people travel. Only business people do the traveling. So you get a lot of space to travel. But then
Yeah,
if
yeah,
the
yeah.
kids in school, you also
Mhm.
in work, you cannot take that time out to travel. You see how the
No,
system they just program the whole thing. Then coming
mm.
back to when coming closer to December, guess what happened? We start sinking, but about next month, all the shop now will start sinking. What they'll be playing Christmas carols,
Yeah,
getting people to shop, buy things for Christmas. So, and then when that December month is coming, the ticket prices just jump high.
yeah, skyrocket. No, but the thing is, I'm kind of amazed, about how the Christmas decoration paraphernalia, you know, the whole Christmas issue, the whole what you call it, the business aspect of Christmas has come so close I mean, back in the days, that 20 years ago, Christmas was actually around December 1st. But now it started from December 1st. It came all the way around the middle of November. It came the beginning of November. By next month, exactly you said Christmas. Everybody started getting uh, the spirit of Christmas 2 months before that. So I think the world is kind of teaching commerce, trade and commerce are taking over, has become the mainstream. Everybody want to get rich. Businesses want to maximize profit. So the awareness of Christmas is so early. You know.
That's true, Francis. And to our viewers for joining us, want to say welcome to the bottom line discussion. This is where we have, have our own opinion on issue and want you to kindly share the show. So to our viewer, want to also today is what on your mind. That's the will be training. And Francis, before we take a musical break, I will ask you what's on your mind.
Man, basically, two things on my mind. My mind is crowded with a lot of things, but what is mostly pressing is two. There are two things. The situation in Liberia, the general atmosphere in Liberia is so politically charged that people cannot think straight. Also, about everything in Liberia has to do with politics, not just in the past government. Everything was attributed uh, with the political attachment, with the political uh, 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 undertone. Like the rape case. That is no the topic of discussion like Liberia. Let the people chill, let it cool down. The country is that polarized. Then come to what's happening in Gaza and around the world. How our brothers in Europe, they are two faced. They want to have the war in Ukraine stop. You want to rather support military support. I don't know why they can do the same to the people in Gaza, the Palestinians. Give them organize an army, give them, weaponize them the same way they're trying to weaponize Ukraine. And the world is sitting there and allowing America to dictate everything. I don't know what is going on. It's a shame. So that was the two things on my mind. You know, I don't know
Yeah,
what's on your mind.
yeah, Francis, I think we have similar thing is Mama Liberia. I mean, you said it right that the country is politically charged. And what on my mind is the reason being because people don't have anything to do. When people don't have jobs, this is what you get. If jobs is around, my brother, I can tell you this. You come from work, where else you have your dinner, you go to bed to think about the next day. When people don't have job to do, that's what you get. This is what happened in Liberia. And then what? Remember when we were kids growing up? I remember that our time the population of Liberia was 1.5 million people because people were busy, school, jobs, something people were doing. So they have the activity was not. But when people are doing nothing, the population spring out like that. That's why today you see Liberia, the number have increased so huge. And what would be the solution? That we found out that because people they are politically charged, nothing doing, they get bold, they get into drugs.
Yeah, and the thing is that since the war, a lot of people have become advocates.
Aha.
Uh, and then one of my good friends, he wrote on his page the other day. He called the people citizen journalism. Everybody's a journalist because the cell phone. Everybody can write and say anything. And so no, you said it right. People do not have anything to do. Even people who go to work.
Yep.
The duplicity of work. People doing the same job in the same office. So many. So many people, so many doing the same thing in the same office. I mean, everybody, government agencies are being overly staffed. So people that go to work and do nothing, just use their phones and to write and be political. You said it all. So yeah.
And Francis, this is true because even they go when they go to work, nothing doing. What they meet up and what about 12 o'clock, maybe they have something to eat. You can't find them around.
Yeah, but you hear the people calling on talk shows. I calling
Yeah,
from this ministry and so I calling from this ministry. I was forced to call from this ministry and that ministry. I
yeah. So if
mean,
you're working, you have time to be listening.
you
Oh man,
know, these people calling, like oh my god, uh, you know, so it's interesting. But it's Liberia what we have, and we hope that you know not during our time because I mean our time, our future was wasted
yeah,
by the Civil War, even people who had opportunity to leave at that time. I mean, there was a struggle because,
yeah,
you worry about your family, and some people, a lot of people went on foreign scholarships, couldn't get this by them or stuff, stipend from the government. They had to, struggle. Some schools put in out. They had to do a lot of things to, to survive. And,
yeah.
so yeah, it is what it is. But no, we just hope and pray that our country get better. Yeah. So that's it.
Let's take a musical break while we share the show, and then those who follow can also share the show. So we can take a quick musical break. We'll come back with that into what on our mind and international scene. What is internationally charged as well? We're talking about that. What the hell is happening in the world? So we'll be looking at that
Yeah.
as well. We'll come back. Yeah,
Yeah, probably we can have people phone in. I mean, again, your
yeah,
UK
yeah,
number, and they
yeah,
can phone in the call. I mean,
yeah,
that is
yeah.
should be interactive today. They can be the ones.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's take a musical break while we share the show.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, so much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the for us. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why does you lie? Why does you steal? Why does you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and little on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So I said they lie.
Yes. Welcome back. This is the Borderland discussion. Francis, this music, it's something about Takunje music. It's just can't go all out style. It continue being like every government come is the same. So my brother, this is the Borderland. To our followers, kindly share the show. Tonight we'll be looking at other things. And Francis, talk to us, talk to your audience.
Yes, look, there are a lot of things going. We're going to talk about today, like be real, uh, and the crisis going on in the Middle East. Um, for Liberia, we have gone past the elections. 2029 is far ahead, but I think there's a sense of bitterness, amongst the people of Liberia, our citizenry. Uh, the political divide is so heavily laden with animosity, uh, the attempt to get back at each other. Some of the strategies used is so I would say so grave, in the sense that you don't know where the truth lies. I think it should be a point in time where we rally around whoever's in power, in the leadership. That we will support and let Liberia grow, because look, Liberia will never grow, never develop as uh, by the way we do things. Our political, our social inclinations are all at it's so downgrading. No, we have to at a point in time do our politics. Let us move ahead. Uh, there are some there are a lot of there are some uh, bad things the government is doing. There's some good things the government is doing, and it's good to criticize, but I mean, on the general, on the average, that no, I mean, everything seems to be negative from all from most of the angle from the angle of the opposition, and that wouldn't help, because I hear the people, going around like I mean the CDC people say you govern with lies, you keep the power with lies, and and the non-position and the government is there trying to defend always on the defensive. I don't know what is going on, but look, we live in a democracy. Yeah, you go. I mean, the people think about the country. They don't think about who's going to lead, which and who's time to get to power to eat. So if we look at Liberia from through a critical lens, from experience, it's just like everybody waiting for the time to come and eat. And most of the people in government, you know, outside the government, they can't do anything. I mean, we never heard about them doing. I mean, they're not business owners. They don't, no, they only thrive in government cycles. I don't see them in private sector where they work. I mean, so I think government has been is the sole agent of the conduit or people can obtain illegal wealth. I mean, although they get paid, but there are a lot of power being in the government, and I think due to that, the country is so divided. Yeah, so that I'll leave that for Liberia for now, and I mean, I'll turn it over to you, Paul.
Yeah, and Frank said before you go, and you you said something about they should to rally around the from the elect of president to rally around that president instead of everybody every time of being political. But and I mean you're right, but then something is I said it earlier when people are jobless, they have nothing to do. This is what happened. You remember the Brexit in Europe here. Those people that were behind this nonsense about British leaving the EU,
Yeah,
it was
5 years
people,
ago. Yeah,
yeah, it was people that actually was on government, how they call it, allowance, doing absolutely nothing. They hardly believe that, oh, the Polish, the Lithuanian, the Bulgarians are coming to take our jobs. People who have nothing to do, those are the people that will always be in the political arena. So when you get if you are busy, you don't want to. So sometimes I get home, I don't know what happened in Britain. Sometimes when you don't really care until something bad happens. Say, oh, then everybody get involved. But if you're working, this is what happened. You don't really care what's happening. Now in Liberia, do you know if you come one senator, you time that salary time 12, just time 12, they earn $100,000 of per annual. Just being senator or representative. Think about it. 100,000. That is where somebody or CEO for all, maybe one of those 100 top company in the West. That's the salary the people will be on. That's the one our lawmakers getting. So you see why it is in Liberia. I know what say you. This is that's how I see it.
yeah. Look, that's one aspect, in my mind. I mean, what the senators, what they make, uh, although is for country like Liberia is astronomical,
Mhm.
is high. Um, yeah, but compare because I knew for the fact that I know Kenya, the parliament make more than Liberia. I think it was on our parody that Eddie tried when she came in. I thought they tried to make it, at that level because of cost of living. But I agree with you to make a lot of money. But equally so, they spend a lot of money too. These people, they spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of money. You said it right. Unemployment. You go to, I mean, these guys, they take on projects that they shouldn't be doing. They should be giving to the government. I mean, the government should be doing it for them. I mean, in their favor constituencies, in their constituencies, they should be, doing those kind of jobs for them, the projects. People line up at the doors. I mean, in the morning, you don't believe it. You see a lot of people that line up. People want school fees. They want this. Their family is sick. So these guys have a lot of responsibilities too. And it's not a reason why that the salary should be high, but I cannot see that going on anytime soon. Because you guys did a lot of they take up a lot of social responsibilities. We can talk so and talk so like in the Liberian man way, Liberian man balance, also.
But
To get all the
Francis,
money, but
but
yeah, but
Francis, if their role is to be how to call it oversight, and I mean basically is to get advocates for their community to get resources.
yeah,
So if you now become the pay master of your community, then it mean you just break your they're supposed to go in there and say, look, I'm from District 12. There's no cleaner in District 12 to advocate for cleaning or being District 12 for instead of people coming to my doorstep to beg. They create a condition for that. And when you create condition like that, what happens? People will not go to school. You will always be the top dog in the town because while people come worshiping you. And if they create an environment, it shouldn't happen. And this is the situation they created. They did it in a way that, oh, so everybody, I mean, because of that rule, just what? Just District 1, over 50% will run or 100% will run to be one representative because they know when they get there, people will be lining up to their doorstep. This they created a condition such a way that they decided the people will not be educated. This is what happened. There's no more free school in Liberia. So if I have kids and then I'm begging you to send in to school, and then Joseph also asking you, and Peter asking you, you can't help everybody. That means my child will not go to school, the other poor children will not go to school. This is the society they created, and that's what makes it so bad.
yeah,
That's how
but
I see it.
yeah, Paul. Another, you are right, absolutely right. But again, there are three separate branches of government. Uh, the executive should be able to play a more pivotal role uh, in uplifting the lives of the people. I think it's the sole responsibility uh, from the executive, because most times or all times the budget is drawn out by the executive and they send it to the Senate legislators for ratification. You know, and I mean, they should see the their needs of the people. Uh, so we cannot just lay all the blames on the Senate or the legislators. The executive itself, you know, takes a greater portion of the blame. The judiciary as well. So,
So
you
it's
know,
the entire government. That's the
yeah,
whole thing. It's the entire
yeah.
government. You
So,
can't leave one out
yeah.
because
So,
as Francis, before you learn, you mentioned the executive. The executive is one man, but that one man can report the Senate to the country. That one man have power that he can make somebody a representative or senator cannot get a job again when that one man report that person to the country. You see what I mean? That this guy in the Senate is getting $45,000 car, but we're not making money. No school. So we cut in on it for the $5,000 car. Get many had car before it came to the place. So let break it down to maybe say 15,000 because of the bar road, so they can reach their constituent, which makes sense. But you can't be running for the 5,000 car for 6 years, you get it twice. It does not make sense. So
It doesn't.
that one man can report whoever representative or senate that these people refuse. So I'm asking the nation for District 1. This because of this guy, your children are going to school. That one man have that absolute power to change the whole narrative.
Well, I don't see it that way
Okay.
because he has power to in certain aspects, but let us not forget that these guys represent the House of Representatives or legislature. They uh, design their own salary structure. If the president comes up, you know, says that they should reduce their salary, they'll be asking the president to reduce his salaries and benefits too,
Oh, look.
because they have the right.
Exactly. So, Francis, this is the clever way you can do it. You see, they say the power is inherited in the people.
Mhm.
You can be very clever with this. Say, look, I'm here. I'm going to reduce my salary for the sake of the people. Think on it. And if these people say, oh, because the legislature they refuse to do it, this is where you report them to the people. The people have the right now to tell their people, say, oh, so it's because of you, Francis, because of your own greed, my child not going to school, you don't going to have a job. This is what I'm saying. So that
Yeah,
power is just thinking one man that can report the 103% to the whole country.
yeah. Well, matter of fact, look, for the size of the country and the amount of legislators we have,
It's too
too
much.
much.
Yes, I agree. It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
They need to redraw the number of you know actually based upon the number of people residing in a particular district or locality. So you know,
Yeah.
uh,
And then
it,
look at my county, River G.
yeah,
It's and the people not many, but they get two senators.
yeah, two senators and how many representatives? Three or four.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
two senators. So what the
yeah.
point of we having two senators, they get three representatives? It doesn't make and the two senators taking huge chunk of the money.
Mm.
It does not make
And
sense.
it, I mean, when I was growing up, it worked with one senator
Hmm?
and I think or two representatives, and the countries and everything was fine, perfect.
Yeah. Now look
Yeah,
at it.
but again, uh, the Liberia that I envisage should be a Liberia where all these things would be able to be checkmated, go redesign, restructure, because all the things that they are burden on the country, we still struggling to reach 1 billion. I mean, can you imagine? It's like $1 billion in
And
our budget.
that can be done easily, friends. I
I
just
know
said it.
easily.
It can be done easily. This is where you call. Look, senator get three vehicles for 9 years. That's and not only getting the maintenance of those vehicles, the gasoline of those vehicles, then it's free for them. So the bulk of the money goes to those 103 people. Why? And so we can. So if you give each of them one vehicle for the term they're going to have, the bulk of that money we're talking about that 1 billion that we came. That's where you generate it because you can do a lot of things. Because of that senate that generate they take all the money. Do you know if you give them one more vehicle now? if you're not working, you're not on duty, you're not supposed to use that because it's not your vehicle. It's vehicle is owned by the people. If you set a straight law, think on this, and then the money you get, you start building a lot of houses, and those houses, while the people pay rent to the government. That's money generation. That's just housing alone because you saving people are living in zinc shelter. So this is where you get money. Housing. Young people coming from university, they get job. They want start family. They can before they rent an apartment from instead of private government generate money from this. And in the long run, they can buy it. The Batali estate, the Stephen Tower estate, all of these estate. If you generate it was for low income people. So there so many ways to generate money. But no,
And look at and you come to look at those buildings, man. Those buildings were they are so substandard. Oh my God!
yeah, yes,
I think I mean the New Georgia estates they built, the Cemetery estate.
yeah.
I know, wow. When you travel, I mean, like these
Yeah, you
buildings
see,
are so
so
substandard
yeah,
buildings.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
how can oh, your building should be for laborers. I want
So
to, yeah,
that,
you know, hey, yeah, boy,
in my
again, for Liberia, it is Liberia, but yeah. So the issue here now, let's transition a little bit to what's happening. What is the trending right now in the country is
no,
the
no, let wait for that one. Let's go. Let's talk about the international, and then we
yeah, all
go
right.
what we're training in the country. From the start of the program, you mentioned that Donald Trump visited our country, the United
Mm,
Kingdom, my country. Let me put it this way, and he visited my friend King Charles, and Donald Trump, for some reason, he loved the royal family so much, so they took him to Windsor Castle, where the place they buried the queen, and that place was built in the 14th century. So it's gone way back. So they were showing Donald Trump all of the historical things that I mean, this guy he was overwhelmed with the historical facts that were presented to him. So based that Donald Trump was on a very good behavior. So they had a press conference after all of these things between the Prime Minister and Donald Trump. And a particular question was asked on Ukraine and Russia. And this, what Trump said, is alluded to what you said earlier that America is supporting for the war to continue, and then it pretending to be the peacemaker. So I just want to listen to Trump first, and then another thing that caught my attention: why is it now countries are aligning themselves that if you attack one, you attack us. Nobody want to go solo because they know what is happening now. If you find any nuclear power, just become friend with that person. You sign agreement. When they attack you, your nuclear brother will help you. This is what happened in the world. So I want also to listen to Donald Trump interview. It's about 5 minutes clip on this thing and listen carefully to what Donald Trump said, and then we can discuss it.
Mr. President, you say that President Putin has let you down. Have negotiations run out of road, and what are your next steps to compel an end to this war?
Well, he has let me down. I mean, he's killing many people, and he's losing more people than he's killing. Yeah. I mean, frankly, the Russian soldiers are being killed at a higher rate than the Ukrainian soldiers. But, yeah, he said, let me down. I don't like to see it's death. It doesn't affect the United States. We have, other than unless you end up in a world war over this thing, you could. This was a thing that would have never happened had I been president. If I were president, it would have never happened. And it didn't happen for 4 years. Most people agree it didn't happen. nor was it close to happening. And I spoke to President Putin about Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye. I've said that many times. It was. But he would have never done what he did, except that he didn't respect the leadership of the United States. They just went through the Afghanistan total disaster for no reason whatsoever. We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. And we're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, that one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. So a lot of things are happening, but I am very disappointed in the fact that that one's not settled. To think that we settled Azerbaijan and Albania, as an example, it was going on for years. It was never going to be settled. If you remember, the prime minister and the presidents, they were there for many years. They said, when they were in my office, we settled. And they started off at both sides of the Oval Office, so far away. I didn't know you could be so far away. And as we were together for an hour, they kept getting closer, closer. And by the time we finished, we all hugged each other. And one said, I've been in this position for 22 years, and all I've done is kill their people. The other was there for 7 years, and all he did was kill their people. And we got it settled. And we did others, as you know. The Congo, we settled the Congo with Rwanda. That was going on, and that was a machete war. That was a gruesome war. Many people, close to 10 million people killed. We got that settled. My biggest disappointment, but it's, you know, look, we did 7, and most of them were not thought to be settleable. We did India and we did Pakistan. That's 2 nuclear. That was purely for trade. You want to trade with us, you're going to have to get along. And they were going at it hot and heavy. But the Russia situation, I hope we're going to have some good news for you coming up. But again, it doesn't affect the United States. And look, it doesn't so much affect you. Of course, you are a lot closer to the scene than we are. We have a whole ocean separating us. But I will say this, it's millions of people have died in that war, millions of souls. And they're not American. They're soldiers, mostly soldiers, as you know. The soldiers are being killed at levels that nobody's seen since the Second World War. But they're being killed, and I feel I have an obligation to get it settled for that reason. Thank you.
And just to add on that question, because...
So, friends, there, you listen to the clip. In the beginning, he said that the Russians are dying more than the Ukrainians, and he disappointed. But this very Trump is also getting the NATO members in Europe to buy arms from Trump to give it to Ukraine for the war to continue. But then he want to solve the problem, but he disappointed in Putin. Why by he setting arms for the war to continue? Then he disappointed. What say you, my brother?
I mean, that's a clear, frequent act of a double standard by the Americans. They support all the wars around around the world, and now they have a president that is very transactionary. He does everything with the intent of some benefits. So he told NATO to buy the weapons, as you read the stated. NATO has spent billions of dollars buying their weapons, American weapons, and supply with and giving it to Ukraine, and that is not helping Ukraine either. I would agree if you say the Russian soldiers are dying, but I don't think in equal numbers as the Ukrainians. Because weapon has more sophisticated weapons. Yeah. Russia has more sophisticated weapons than Ukraine, and they have more men than Ukraine. So you know, I mean, why Trump was saying that, Mr. Trump was saying that, I mean, with all due respect, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me because most of the things he's talking about, the war between Armenia and these guys have not stopped completely. They still dispute over the territory, the land. Pakistan and India, the Kashmir is still disputed. The other day was just an exchange of, uh, you know, fight, So, and then the other one the Congo. Congo, 10 million people died. Can you imagine that? Congo and Rwanda. I mean, yeah, I mean that's complete. That's an all red lie right there. He stopped the war. Congo and Rwanda didn't have no war. The Rwanda was supporting the M24,
25,
25,
M25.
whatever that. Yeah, and so uh, and the Americans and the other people were supporting the government of Congo, and so sometimes they flip to the MR25 because of the mineral that are getting there.
Yeah,
So the man is trying desperately to picture himself as a peace broker, and right there he's there vetoing uh, the General Assembly, what do you call it, resolution.
yeah,
So I mean, it's typical America double standard. So yeah,
yeah. Friend said you said it right, and that's the devil standard. Then he's saying, oh, he disappointed in Putin. If you want peace, stop supplying arms. You'll get on the peace table, and then they'll resolve it. But you cannot be supplying arms and say, oh, let's stop the war. It won't happen.
the people
And so
buying and not supplying, at least buying was supplying, but they
yeah,
buying it.
they
They buying
buy.
it.
He said, "You buy from me. Yet the war continue as long they keep fighting. You keep buying. I'm making money. But then I'll call Putin to tell him, let's cease fire. Honestly, it's not going to happen. This is why they. But let's move on to another story. You know, Israel becoming very emboldened that they will go anywhere and attack because America back them. So if you don't have equal to America, you cannot report them to UN because UN that their case. They will veto everything. So Saudi Arabia has been one of the closest allies to America in the Middle East. Uh, Qatar, Jordan, Egypt, all of these countries, they are very close to America when it comes to the alliance that they have because of some protection that they want from America. But when Netanyahu has started, that has now put fear in Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia, that monarch, for some reason, the day they don't have backing, they'll run them out. Like all of monarchs that they did in the Middle East. So Saudi Arabia now being a close ally with America, they had a deal with Pakistan. I want you to listen to this and then let's discuss this.
And Saudi Arabia and nuclear-armed Pakistan sign a mutual defense deal in case of an attack just 1 week after Israel's deadly strike on Qatar, a Saudi ally. Saudi Arabia has signed a mutual defense deal with nuclear-armed Pakistan. The agreement was announced just a week after Riyadh's ally in the region, Qatar, was struck with a barrage of Israeli missiles. The new pact has a NATO-like stipulation that an attack on one country is considered an attack on both.
This agreement, which reflects the shared commitment of both nations to enhance their security and towards achieving security and peace in the region and the world, aims to develop aspects of defense cooperation between the two countries and strengthen joint deterrence against any aggression. The agreement states that any aggression against either country shall be considered an act of aggression against both.
As a reminder, Israel launched an airstrike against Hamas leaders in Doha earlier this month. They had reportedly been meeting to discuss a U.S. proposed ceasefire and hostage release deal for Gaza. 5 members of the militant group and a local security officer were killed. The incident drew condemnation from Arab nations and countries worldwide. My colleague Rory Souchet spoke earlier with the director of American University's Nuclear Studies Institute, Peter Kuznick. He said the new pact signals a loss of trust in U.S. security guarantees.
After the attack on Doha, all of the Arab countries and the Islamic countries have been meeting and discussing what to do. But this is a broader problem. The U.S. is not being trusted anywhere. With U.S. support for Israel, which has bombed 5 different capitals in the region, in addition to the genocide that's going on in Gaza and the attacks on the West Bank, have now waken a lot of people up to a very dangerous reality. And some of them are looking for alternative defense agreements and nuclear umbrella.
Are we seeing a shift in confidence or a shift in consciousness in the Middle East?
I think everybody in the region is feeling nervous. We're seeing these regional defense pacts cropping up other places too. We're on the verge of nuclear proliferation and potential nuclear anarchy. And so that world order that existed for a long time no longer exists. Trump has exacerbated it because of his hostility to alliances, but it's also, we see other things taking place right now as countries are looking to shift away from a U.S. hegemonic world order that's existed since 1945. And we need new global security architecture.
Princess, this is the situation that the world faced with. Everybody is looking for protection. America have now failed the Arab nation, so Saudi strike a deal with Pakistan. They are Muslim brothers. That if he attack, any country attack them, Pakistan will be coming to their aid. So he attack Saudi, he attack Pakistan. And you
Yeah,
listen
I
to
mean, look, all the alliances, I think all the alliances, from a military perspective, uh, they are just symbolic. Uh, these countries, Pakistan, for example, uh, they may have a nuclear weapon, but they do not have the sophistication that Israel has in terms of the artillery, in terms of the intelligence, in terms of the air defense system that Israel has. Uh, they are doing that to give to show a strength or united or united posture. Uh, I listened to the Pakistani envoy to the UN. He was one of those critics, very critical, direct about Israel engagement in the in Gaza, and I think if you ever watch the general, the briefings and the sessions, uh, these guys, they don't call countries name, like say, the way America said, it's supporting, they say your allies in there, I think it's a standing orders of rule. So Pakistan and then Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has the money to develop uh, its own buy their terrorists and create a strong army. But America wouldn't allow that because America wants uh, Israel to be the dominant military force in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia has more money than Israel.
Yeah, and
America, America,
that
America prevented them from doing that because it was being seen that they were preparing themselves to attack Israel. So even Pakistan cannot attack Israel because they are vulnerable. They don't have the air defense system that the drones. The dooms, the iron doom that Israel has. So what I know from that Qatari attack is that all of these countries now is like, hell with America. We gonna build our own defense system. Even here, what you call it, not Benjamin Netanyahu, he said the other day that, hey, Israel itself now going to spend, I think it was like $300 billion now on making their own ammunition and the stuff because he's afraid that when Trump's administration is over, the new administration will be definitely a Democrat in office will stand to reduce or probably suspend its military aid to Israel. So it might be good on paper, but hey, nobody in the Middle East right now will dare attack Israel. Trust me, it is. And Netanyahu wakes up tomorrow morning, and if he's tempted, he will bomb Saudi Arabia, and he will bomb certain parts of Arabia. Trust me, Pakistan will not do a jack.
so Francis, you say Pakistan won't do a job, but in our welcome Padole to the show.
Thank you.
In our clip, it says since the bombing of Qatar, the Arabs now are now start thinking, who next?
Agree with you.
Who next?
Right.
So these guys, they have the money. Now
Mhm.
we saw the 12 days war between Iran and Israel, and we saw what happened to both countries. So with all the iron dome that they have, and Tehran were able to penetrate the iron dome and hit them hard. So if these people are there seeing what has happened and they have the money, so now America have put this Arab country in a situation that Israel will be more vulnerable because all of them now going to spend money and will protect themselves that we will not have this Israel bullying us in this region.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
danger that Donald Trump has put Israel in. So
No, I agree with you,
Saudi
Paul.
Arabia will now say, oh, we'll also have the nuclear weapon because Israel have it.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, uh, what Israel is doing is to continue uh, to what you call it, to have its uh, military hegemony over the countries. They want to decide how these countries, they are governed, how the military strength is. So, if they do listen to America, they can go ahead and form a strong ally or no, a pact because Turkey and Egypt
That's
are
yeah.
one of the two strongest countries in the Middle East. Because I told you guys last Tuesday, because uh, when Sweden, for example, wanted to join NATO, Turkey stood in the way because one country, the same way the Security Council is structured, one country said no. So Turkey got a lot of military, equipment from America and its allies, even Sweden. So these are the two countries can actually stand up. But again, hey, I mean, looking at the costs, Israel that go about doing this thing to the countries. I mean, they won't. I mean, it will take them the next 10 years. By the time they do, Israel will already have done the damage. Then Israel be coming down and say, "Oh, we didn't know the new president was coming, so we want to pack, forgive us." So, yeah. So that's how I
Yeah,
see it.
yeah, Padre, welcome. We're discussing this thing about the Middle East. What happened? Saudi Arabia and Pakistan sort of treated today that if we attack one, we attack the other. The inner line, that's the new pact. And because this came about by Israel attacking 5 Arab countries in the region, and it now getting scared that who next that Israel will attack. So
You
let's
know,
start preparing. One point of Pastor, let's start protecting ourselves now. So the question is, with the money of these Arab nations, because they have American bases all around there to protect them, but be protecting these people, the one you love more can come and do the damage, and you say nothing. So this is the situation. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, all of these countries that are being protected by America. If they decide, say, no, we're going to form alliance, now we have the money, we'll get Pakistan that have the nuclear weapon knowledge to help build our own. What say you, Padre? Will they happen?
you know what happened? Let's just pray for peace in the world. The the country they call Pakistan is a nuclear war country without nuclear weapon. Very, very powerful. You see when they start, Pakistan and India, both of them got nuclear weapon. You see when they start that small fractioning war on a small portion, America stepped in straight away to stop them because they didn't want the war to escalate. Israel, any government come in America, they will always support Israel because the Jews have infiltrated America and England heavily. In every corner of the people government. Even the past administration that just left before Donald Trump came, the Secretary of State was a Jewish man. So for America to leave Israel, maybe it will be another generation, but not now.
No, not leaving. The
But
reason why,
I'm just trying to say, I'm just trying to
yeah,
say something. I'm just trying to say something that the Israel will always be supported by America. But nevertheless, if you see America is powerful in the Middle East, they got base. One of their heavy base is the country that Israel went and attack. When they people say America should take their luggage and leave, you think America will have chance to come to Israel aid when these people attack Israel? No, because America got a base in this area. That way he can go squat and do whatever they want to do. But when these people then confiscate all their property down there, like what happened to Afghanistan, you think America will be able to protect Israel? No. So the Israelis then said, Francis, the Israelis then said, they don't want the guy who is in the leadership right now. They want him to move because he causing more problem for them than security for them. You understand? He's a warmonger. So if he didn't be careful, he's going to drag Israel into a serious problem that America will not be able to solve. You see what England did yesterday? England told plain blank to America, he said he's going to recognize Palestine. He said it. And that one of their backbone in the West, England. The factory that the Israelis were having in France, they used to face the drone. The French government confiscated that factory. They closed down the factory. They stopped them completely for some legal reason. They closed down that factory. So people are getting fed up with their attitude. So,
okay. So Francis,
I can tell you
but dollars say people are getting fed up with their attitude. So now there's China, there's Russia. These are all power sitting down. That this guy could say, you know what? Let's do the Abraham Traore. America, you lied to us. We don't want your base anymore. Leave our country. We form a new alliance. Turkey, you powerful. You our Muslim brother. Let's sign a treaty. You attack one, you attack one. Like what North Korea and Russia did. Kim Jong-un know that the West have already been behind. So if he attacking, then he attacking Russia. It said we're coming to this so-called America dominant now that it will get diminished overnight at some point, the way things are going.
just like
Look, let me just say something with the Middle Eastern countries. Look, for from some intelligence from some other commentators said that in fact America knew about the bombing of and the Qataris there. In fact, these the facilitators and negotiators that were some of them were told to leave when the bombing started.
Yep.
The bombing could start, and so some of the Hamas guys left. They left the telephone there.
Mm-hmm.
They left the telephone there, and those who were they bought the guys and people are the ones who were killed. And so the question that were being asked is like from Israel to Qatar, they flew over all the Arab countries.
Country, yeah.
how many Arab countries that you know?
They flew over Jordan. They flew
Correct.
over, I think, Saudi Arabia, and these countries opened the airspace to them.
They flew over Jordan. Jordan is part of Israel.
Yeah, that's just saying now. So it's
Uh-huh.
they flew over the countries and opened the airspace to them.
Jordan is part of Israel.
Yeah. So
who is the king? I'm not quoting
Kim Abdullah.
Yeah, the man who is the king of Jordan right now, the mother came from England. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I know Kim
So,
Abdullah. Yeah.
okay, the mother came from England, so he's a puppet to these people there. And
I agree.
every protection of Israel, he always in between.
From Jordan. I mean,
Okay.
so he sent. I mean, he
You have no
intercept
problem to move over.
missiles. He intercept from Asia, from going towards Israel. So the whole idea, if the Arabs are serious, first of all, what they have to start doing now is to start boycotting the United Nations and coming on strongly with a loud voice against America and the rest of the people. They have the money, they have the men, they can build their own alliances and build their own weapons. So they are all afraid.
You
America
know,
have dogged them into believing that uh, she will protect them in exchange of millions or trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
yeah,
And just imagine, Qatar just gave Donald Trump one of the gift.
Contracts.
Gave them big,
I
gave
think
Trump
$11 trillion.
for the $11 trillion, they gave him an aeroplane for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then he betrayed them. And the guys are saying, oh,
yeah.
this is
You know what happened, Francis? To be realistic, when the situation has becoming to disintegrate, these are the elements that can put up. Because Israel is becoming problematic. the decision the West is taking right now, they never been taking it before on Israel.
Yeah, but the thing is that what I mean,
So people
trust
are
me,
getting
next
tired
week.
of Israel behavior.
Yeah. Next week, I mean, the Arab countries and some countries in the West, in Europe, yeah, they are going to push for Israel not to be part of the United Nations. It's not to a Security Council now. It's going to be through resolution to a General Assembly, because countries like South Africa was suspended during the apartheid system,
Yep.
the
Yep.
apartheid era, and they call another country was also suspended. So Israel, Israel, I mean, they were going to go all out against Israel. So they're not going to use the Security Council anymore. They're going to use the General Assembly where country going to vote. And America cannot cannot exercise its
Veto behind that.
veto power there.
Yeah.
So this going forward, even the Security Council, it will kind of be restructured. Couple are going to war to say like you guys cannot I mean, like there were 14 countries out of 15 that was convened, and one man that stood up and said no. But I think look, we have spent. I think
Yeah.
we have spent a lot of time on
Yeah.
this thing.
We're gonna move on to Liberia. And
Yeah,
friends, let me close on this. Since Trump started going after people with critical voices regarding Israel, they told them now to travel to America to go to the UN. So now the huge number of people from the United high ranking they want to move UN headquarters into Geneva for them to go back to the original plan, how the UN should be. So that America, and this is what they're pushing, that will move it to Geneva, that will stop one person of every now and then and say, oh, because you against Israel, you're not coming to the United States to the General Assembly. So
Point of information on that. It will be difficult for that step to be implemented. For one reason, America is a higher payer in contribution to United Nations. You understand what I'm saying? So for that reason,
Padole,
yeah,
they can be the higher contributor because why? They said right in New York. They can determine where you come there or you don't come there. But these people in Geneva,
but don't you know the leader nations were not in America before? America demanded to take it to America.
Time people move with time. If you see crazy behavior like what is happening in the Middle East, that one person will say, "Oh no, because we support the person, we'll put sanction on this country that against Israel because of that." So why not? You can be the higher donor for getting. If you're not doing the right thing, why they can kick you out? There's so many countries in the world.
and just to add,
have to be bold to America.
I mean, what my daughter is saying, in part, it makes sense, but America has withdrawn most of its support now. America has withdrawn most of its support now.
Yeah,
and since Trump, honestly, Trump has withdrawn most of his support from the United Nations, from UNICEF, from the what you call it, the climate group people. You withdrew American support. So what you call it, the European Union has been the one now actually stepping in for America. And even that you guys know, interestingly, I did not know that the European Union were the ones who were paying the Palestinians civil servant salary. I didn't know that. They were paying their salary, they were paying their pension. I didn't know that. I mean, I just know, I just saw it on DW, the news. They had a pounder. So the paradigm is shifting.
Yes.
It's shifting now, and these countries want to find that they are tired. You know, America cannot be bullying everybody, and they tell him, and China is there.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
China,
said.
China,
we're not making heavy a contribution
yeah,
compared.
they're not making financial contribution, but what they're doing, they're providing guarantees. They are giving guarantees to the other countries. One European Union, you and myself, we are paying heavily now for to keep the United Nations afloat.
Yeah.
You know,
And and,
so
and the people paying money, Israel stopped them to supply food, the money that the people pay. So all of these things, because of one man, they will kick them out. I mean, this is the way. If you guys stand firmly, now it'll be interesting at the National General Assembly because Spain, Ireland, France, and Britain they are heading the charge that they want to recognize Palestine as a state. And let's see what America is going to do. And let's see what they will do. This will be the
America
turning.
have already taken her decision. See,
But
America said yesterday, he said he disagree with England on that decision.
they
The
will,
president made that statement yesterday.
yeah, but America can disagree all it wants.
it will happen.
Yeah, but it will happen definitely because the
Let
people
Momo
have
jump in.
already take their decision and going by it. It will happen. But America will
And
all
you know what the interview he had friends say, you know what the guy said? The journalist asking a question Trump about the situation in Gaza. He said the only way it can stop until Hamas gave them
all the
all the hostage that they get before it will stop. So in other words, Trump want those people to be massacred because Hamas not going to give the people away. It's based on condition. If Hamas gives those people away, they will still kill them, whatever way. So why should we give these people to you and you're killing us every day? This
Yeah,
is our bargaining chip.
yeah,
You must give it to you
yeah,
before you stop the war.
you're absolutely right, Paul. And to add to what you're saying is that look, uh, America could stop this war if it wanted to, even if it wants to stop the war immediately. But this anti-Islamic, what do you call it, uh, sentiments that the Arabs and Palestinians are all they are all warmongers, they are subhumans. Because look, I will say this, the October 7 massacre was inhumane, but it did not happen in isolation. Israel have committed a greater crime. Israel killed a lot of people prior to that.
Mhm.
Even by people stoning them, you see kids throwing at the
Yeah.
armor tank, they shoot them, boom. Even so at the West Bank, it started in Gaza. So I mean, Israel and America do not want to stop that war, and that was they find it as an opportunity to get rid of the people of Palestine.
you know,
Yeah.
Francis, one of the funny statements that the American president said that the people in Gaza should be resettled somewhere, and so they can demolish the entire area and transform the city. Can you imagine that?
But it will not happen.
People country.
It
Hmm?
will not happen.
Yeah.
So
I've
Anyway,
obviously, the man is
let's move
calculated
on.
already. Let's move on. Do transitions.
So,
yeah.
so Padre, today the discussion is Mama Liberia. What's on your mind about Liberia? Francie,
Well,
and Francie will tell us what on his mind, and I will give you my piece of
yeah.
thing. What's on my mind?
What actually on my mind about our country? The country is the direction the country is going right now is very very scary to me. Number one, the government. pretending to be doing something is not doing anything, which is very, very scary. And when somebody is failing and he didn't realize that he's failing, is a problem. It's a very, very problem. That's what happening. Right now, what they're doing, they're going after some renowned business people in the country, trying to diminish their skill or their strength economically and whatever because they are member of the opposition, which is completely uh, wrong tradings, wrong directions. The previous administration then be doing it, the previous government then be doing it, and they end up with a lot of enemies that even led to civil war in our country. This kind of thing then is not correct. People are supposed to learn from the past story, past history. But if Liberia is not that case, people we don't even learn from our past history. So with those people that somebody need, all right. People that they targeting, the business people that they targeting, they are citizens, and also the people that they employ, they are citizens of the country. If you target them, the business collapse, those that are being employed by these people then will definitely go on the street and become helpless, hopeless, and it becomes someone that will be having cross mind for the ruling establishment, which is not correct. I think the law, I mean the position of the ruling establishment is to protect every citizen, no matter what direction you're coming from, what ethnic you part of, what religion you part of, what political affiliation you have. You're there to protect the people and protect the right. I mean the how to call it, to protect the interests of the country. That is, if you come to do your business, this is our tax you need to pay. If you're citizen of the country, this is the tax you pay. If foreigner, you come to our country to make a business, this is the tax you need to pay to us. They should be there to protect the tax. They should not do no cherry picking. But our government then been doing it for time to time. So which is completely wrong. That's my scaring right now. I saw it today and it's going on. That's one of the things that really is scaring me in that country.
Okay.
And the second one is the decision the president took. He suspended the young man. He say he raped, alleged rape case on the man. They suspended the man. While the man under suspension, Joe Barker have appointed somebody to act in the place. And when he do that, I don't think that person can go back to that job. So I think that was one of the wrong decisions Joe Barker did that I don't think was necessary.
Okay. Francis, what say you? You want to talk about the last part of Part Dolly about this guy that was suspended and then somebody was appointed on his job?
Look, I mean, look, the appointing powers lies in the president.
Yes, we know.
Somebody is accused of
But you have to
rape.
limit your discussion on Francis.
Well, he's not the first person the president suspended and replaced immediately. There were a lot of people. The commissioner general of the telecommunication authority was suspended and replaced. Uh, the managing director of the National Insurance Company of Liberia was suspended and replaced. A.B. Kuma, his team was suspended and replaced. So I think that's the president way of dismissing people. I think that's I think that was very, very proactive. It was a right step. There's no room for mistake in this government. If you know when you know he's suspended, I mean he's going. And I just want to quickly piggyback on what you said about people, the government's failing. I don't know what you're talking about failing. It's their opinion, but I don't think the government is failing or has failed. Excuse me. Anyway, there may be shortcomings like any other government. The great democracies of the world have, has shortcomings, and we all know that. Yeah. So what's on my mind is that I said that earlier that as relates to Liberia, is the polarization of our country in terms of political alignments and affiliations. Everything in the country is basically related to politics, has political undertone with everything, whether it's good or bad, is is interpreted with a political undertone or with a political attachment. So I think to for the country to move forward, uh, I think that all parties, everybody, we Liberians we should come to the understanding that this kind of attitude, this kind of action has led the country to not develop. We are all at the same place all the time because of our political interpretations of everything that happened in the country. Yeah, so basically that's what I want to say. And yeah, in terms of uh, the reduction of uh, the petroleum tank fees of from 32 cents to 2 cents. There are two sides to it. So people think that it is good for the country. Some people think it's not good. Uh, I will reserve any comment on that because I'm not an expert in that field, and I do not know what are the numerical financial numbers or figures that are associated with that decision. I mean, in terms of revenue and expenses. So for common accounting, from debit and credit, revenue and expense kind of aspect ledger you have. I cannot say much about that. So that all dwells on or leads to the what I was talking about, a politically charged. Everything has to be politically, attached to everything that we say, everything that is done in the country.
Okay, guys, this is the way it is. What's on my mind is that Liberia is still struggling to find their feet because neighboring countries around us. I would love for Liberia to be like the leadership of my country to start coupling people like Abraham Traore, the young man who came to power to say, no, enough is enough. I retain my salary, $75 a month. I still live in a barrio, and the country needs to do better. That is leadership to the highest level. Until we see that in Liberia, nothing going to change. The country will always political charge because people are struggling, they're hungry, no jobs. That's why the incident it is what it is. And Padole, with the
Mhm.
president sacking that deputy minister, I think it's belated. And the reason why I'm saying this, because I did my search, the last program we had on this program
Mhm.
about this rape thing, they have this rape is almost like murder in Liberia. When
Yeah.
you accused of murder, they will apprehend you until you innocent until you either say innocent guilty or not what the right word to put it.
You
Innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly.
you are innocent
So,
until you prove guilty.
if he's guilty. So
Mhm.
that also apply to rape. So for this individual that was he been alleged, accused that he did this, he should have been behind bar until the the 48 hours that they done their investigation, that everything, if this child lie on him, the person walk free. But it took them 5 days when the complaint was made to the police, 5 days before the father appeared on Stanton Water program that brought the government to act. 5 days after the case was reported. So you think it should have been when the case was reported, this guy, the police should have apprehended him at that time and gave him 48 hours. But they said nothing. The man went, he took absent from himself, he took leave. So the president would not act until maybe he had been briefed now what are the incident that this guy did it, so they sack him. The president must have been briefed because they will not just sack you the dog. He have been briefed.
Yeah, the point what I'm making here is when somebody is accused of being raped, so long is not caught on the spot, you grab him to put him behind bar, you will only stay there for 72 hours. After 72 hours, if you can't prove your case, you gotta leave him.
That's what we know.
You understand
That's
what I'm
what,
saying?
yeah,
So,
that's how it has been.
okay, if the government don't, because most of the time, government, so many rape cases that have gone to the court have been thrown out
Yes.
because no sufficient evidence to
Evidence.
nail the culprit to the crime. So maybe these are some of the reasons why the police were trying to collect sufficient evidence on this man, because the point of the matter, the reason why sometimes the put people behind back when you don't have a guarantee. If you don't have a guarantee that this man will not run away, or you are not reliable person in the society, he can vanish in the midst of the public. The government will just hold you for that 72 hours.
So Padole, if that guy, because he big man, he when somebody and let's say he killed somebody, they will say, oh, let hold on. Because the way they treat the rape is the same way they treat people who murder. That's the fact.
If they catch you red-handed raping, you can go. If they catch you red-handed killing somebody, you can go. But when the people say that person killed,
yeah,
they say, oh, Mr. John Brown have killed people, and you were not on the spot. There's no evidence at that moment to say, yeah, you the one that did the killing. You are a suspect.
He been around, and there was a case in Liberia. Nyanse, other Nyanse case.
There was they did it. You know who was
other Nyanse case.
Yeah.
Other Nyanse were they honest? Because the reason why I'm bringing this to you is say when you are caught red-handed, the Nyanse case, when Nyanse caught red-handed on the spot, or it was based on here they say that the government apprehended them. Because that is in law. So
Nyanse then were caught on the spot.
Nyanse was never caught on the spot. Where you got that information from? It was based on they say he was never caught on the spot.
Can I say something, sir?
You say something because this is the case that I follow. I'm not a lawyer, but I follow that case.
Let me explain to you. The man who investigated Nyanse case and proved all evidence against him until he was sent to court and prosecuted and found guilty was my media boss, John Tamaka Gray, the former deputy police director for operations. That's the man I was working with until the war. Our special officers are tasked with him.
And Nyanse was caught on the spot. Let's get the thing straight because that's why You say you are caught on the
Listen to
spot.
me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Uh-huh.
Those that were caught on the spot, it was that woman. It was that woman who were among the Yancy then. And that's a woman that confessed Yancy knee. Yancy was never arrested immediately. You understand what I'm saying?
Francis, please help us because
Information linked to Yancy. Listen to me, no. Paul, information was linked to Yancy by a lady who hold the man private part and cut it off. That woman. So she was caught alive by an eyewitness and informed the law enforcement. So she's the one that confessed, Nancy, and the former superintendent and here and there and rest of it. Even that led to the two-week party chairman to resign from the party chairmanship because his son was the superintendent for Maryland County.
So, Padolio,
yes,
the reason why I brought the Nancy case, the little girl, that guy was not caught. It was what she said.
Yeah.
The Nancy case, that you know say, I didn't Nancy. That what she said.
Yeah, the woman.
The woman, the contaminant, right?
Yeah, I know
based
that.
on what she said. Francis, please help me out here because this is based on what I just said. Francis, I did. I said Francis, I did. Or Francis was not even around. There was no DNA testing.
Teenager at the
there was no DNA testing, but
in my head, there's so many.
Does that make sense?
No, but actually, that Eddie Yancey case, I was a little boy. And it happened right in our county, Maryland, and it was a big case there in the Grove community. Eddie Yancey, Anderson, I think Seaton, and a lot of other people. I don't know that lady was just a confession. I think she was coerced at the time because Toba wanted to put an end to it immediately. So he wanted to send a statement. Even the kid I didn't say brought a big split in the two-week party.
I said the father even resigned.
Because what's the guy name? Oh my God, the guy who was killed. What the guy? Huh? Not Anderson, the guy who was the guy who they killed.
Another woman hold the guy long.
Yeah, I can't remember, but that was a long time around. I think 90s or 70 or 79 or 78 when I ran there.
It was 79. I mean 70. Yeah, it was 79.
Yeah.
79. Because even this guy, I'm not cutting you offensive. The former president of Uganda said he's not coming to the OU conference so long or murderers stay in the hand have not been prosecuted and dealt with.
Milton, not Idi Amin. Milton.
Yeah, Idi Amin.
Idi Amin notorious.
So,
but anyway, I mean, just to add up, I mean, the problem is that with the whole police investigation is the precedent. Liberians like to live a little argue on precedent. They say the way the police is investigating now, it did not happen to other people, and as because of the same political polarization of the country, people say that people were accused immediately, they were sent to jail.
Yes.
And some people were saying, some people are saying that, look, I've not been in the country, you were sent on there, but some people are saying that, hey, those who were sent to jail immediately, they were caught in the act, and people were there who immediately tested corroborated the act. So and they said confess that so and the police is saying that this guy is saying no, he did not grip, and so I mean, so this would be an argument for us. We can talk as much as we want to talk about it, but
Said
yeah.
you see the reason why the popular outrage of the whole thing. If so many people have given young girls live and they were accused of rape, they end up in South Beach by just picking up somebody.
Administration.
This is something that been happening. So
Yeah,
and the
that's what I'm saying.
Any
police
administration.
Early administration.
up to the weird administration, this is what been happening. This is what I'm saying. They made it a taboo. The moment that war come, they get it. They get it. The division at the police state, what they call protection of women and children.
Yeah.
The moment somebody get there and say this person raped, they will pick you up like no time. They will, and listen, let me tell you, there's a person in West Point. That's where they will carry you because something about West Point, when they take you there, it's not in the jurisdiction of other parts, so they will not have somebody to bail you out. This is something that is just been ongoing. So if you see the popular crowd say, but why this guy is exempted, this is the reason why. Because people suffer. Some people want to sub B. They never had trial. They spent 2 years before they were taken out.
Listen, at the end of the day, most of the rape cases have been through out of the court room because of lack of evidence. You think the present police want to do something like that? To just hurry up and hit a case and go to the court and the court throw it out?
No, Padre. What is good for Paul is good for John.
I agree.
So
what good for Paul is good for John?
You can't say, oh, so the same police that was the same people yesterday were doing the same thing. So today, what will be the difference? So now, do you know the women of Liberia say if the government didn't do anything, they were going to arrest this guy, they were going to citizen arrest on him because they did it to other people. So until that law is changed, you must stick with what you started. You don't get them mass order and then leave other people out. And that's what people
I think the cry for that guy to be arrested is all political from other end, because the people have explained, police have explained why, and this guy is not the first person that ever been interrogated in this way. Even the case are being handled. The people from the gender ministry have said it as well. But all the people want from the opposition side, or whatever, or so-called him or activists, just want the man to be slammed in jail because of political reasons, so they can have something to talk about. Rape in the country. I mean, it's not bearable, but they don't let catch and put in jail.
Well, in Liberia, they catch and put in jail. That's what people are
But that's not making it wrong.
Liberia. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes.
What they deal with other people, then when it comes to other people, they say no, it's wrong. You must fix. Yeah, that's the point.
It was wrong back in the day, so it should be wrong now. It should be wrong now. They're supposed to do the right thing now. I think this a turning point to do the right thing.
According to their law, it's equivalent to murder. So the moment
it depends on who interprets.
I said this is not about they've been doing it up to present.
Excuse me. Okay, you brought the Nyanse case. Nyanse was immediately after the alleged crime was committed. Nyanse were immediately arrested.
Nyanse, no, let me tell you about the Nyanse case. You may not know. Let me tell you now. You asked me. Let me tell you. The Nyanse case, the incident with Tagno, Nyanse was going to be the next president Todman. From the two-week party, he was going to be the next leader. That particular case was very political, and the two-way party in Salotobo knew that if I don't get rid of this guy, the party chairman himself, Anderson, there was the big fish in the party that I have to get rid of this thing. Based on that woman's story, it's a case, how they call it, it's a case study in Liberia. If you go to the law school, they use that particular case for students. These people are not convicted on all reasonable doubt. It was politically motivated. It's almost like in 1984 when Plansomiton was supposed to eliminate all the political leaders, but because he didn't know the names, that was spared those people life. It seemed nothing that, based on what Plansomiton said, you are in this thing to kill the president. That seemed nothing that happened with the Nyanse case. The Nyanse thing, we knew that the two-way party, Tobo and his crew wanted to get rid of them. That's what they used the Boyo thing that was common in Maryland at the time to hook them. That's what happened. So that Nyanse case, the case was all they say on all reasonable that, and they could not prove it. That's it. And you know, Nyanse said he was a lawyer, good lawyer. They could not prove it. The woman said, based on here, they say the woman said there was no evidence to prove, there was no fingerprint or anything to prove that yes, it's tied to these people, but based on the woman say. So let's forget the story.
All right. I forgot about the story because
Francis, any other things so we can close up?
No, not really. I think we have discussed enough. I think we have covered all topics to be covered. So I just my parting statement will do a word out to Liberians. Let us build the country together. There should be opposition in the country to expose the wrongs of the government, but we cannot do that with the idea, with the inclination that everything that is wrong in the country that will not be good for the country. Even after this administration, we should all change our mindset how we go about, because governance is not static. It's evolving. It's dynamic. People will change, and they expect to be treated in the same way. We see the trend that is going on in America, which should be an example. Everything is going helter skelter and turning that country into a dictator form of government, dictatorship. So that's not good for our country. Let us think above the fray and support the government that we have in power. I mean, we can criticize it, but hey, it should be the only means that we see to get to leadership into the presidency.
Okay.
So that's all for me, and thank you for the show.
So say, Francis Padore, what say you? The government, we should praise them until we find new people. What say you? Close up.
Yeah. Francis have said whatever you want to say. But what Francis need to realize here is what is really happening in our country. You know fully well, but because of party loyalists, so you won't be able to see it. You will turn blank.
But you accuse me of being a party loyalist?
Yeah, you are it. You are a unity party loyalist. So basically, because you can see flagrantly that things that are going on in the country right now is not the way things supposed to be.
So which party you support?
Huh?
Which party you support?
I'm an ANC party chairperson.
Oh, good. So I don't expect to say anything good.
What do you mean by you
I don't
expect?
expect to see any release, but go ahead, Padre, you tell us the opinion.
Yeah, but that's not a so much. I'm entitled to my opinion. But the point of the matter is, I always say the right thing. When I see the right thing, I say it. I don't just support people blindly. I support people
You're just
when in
talking about
reality.
adding Janssen, which are not
We,
correct.
eh? I don't
5
support people
minutes ago,
blindly.
you're talking about adding Janssen case, which was not correct.
No, I didn't say Allen Yansen case was not correct. I said Allen Yansen was made to the case based on evidence
Okay,
from the
go ahead,
collaborator.
Padre.
From the
Padre, conclude
collaborator.
now, so can
So,
conclude.
yeah, fortunately, that's what I'm saying. Brother Francis, he's a party loyalist, so obviously you won't know what actually happening right now. The people, the Unity Party, when they were crying coming to the power, every statement they said they're going to do, they turn it upside down, they put it in the garbage. They said they're going to get rid of some of these book-out contracts with the investor, the so-called investor, this and that, and the rest of it. When they came in, they gave them additional 25 years. And the trend of the people operational procedure did not even change. It's diminishing. Why? Citizens are suffering. They're going after citizens that already have establishments in the country, like the guy who got a television station and thing then, how do you call the guy, sir? Freeman. Yeah, Freeman. And now they're going after another man who provides security for steel metal, uh, private security company owner. They're going after him now. They're going after Musa Berete, who have tanker areas there where people go and store their things. If we, our civilized government, take over, we will not go after people like that. If we want to, create more revenue concerning about such a thing, that we rather build more tanker and make it more cheaper for those that want to store there, then Musa Berete will come down by himself. He will not have no crack to crack on our needs. Government have the money, but instead of using that money for such a problem, they're using it to go and lavish it in America and in different areas. When the president ready to travel, he travel with 50, 60 human beings, which is completely wrong. Some of them they only go there to take photo with the Japanese.
Okay, Padre, conclude now, so we can close.
That's
Yeah.
what I would say. So I close my topic. I hope our countries with people with the president would have some reason to feed for our citizens to at least to do the right thing, because he's not doing the right thing right now, Francis. He's very lavishing our country. Instead of doing the right thing, then he trying to put the blame on the citizens and saying the people are making repetitious statements and stuff and things. And where he is there lavishing the people money. So you are
Right.
advising to stop it. Thank you very
Okay.
much. May God bless all. May God bless you, Labura. And save
God
our
bless
country.
Liberia. Yeah. So next week we will be back here on Tuesday. I want to say thanks to our viewers for being with us. We're back here on Tuesday. We'll be diving into this situation in Liberia regarding the oil block. The news that broke that, you remember the story, the guy who they sold the oil block to, that flipped and sold it to and became rich overnight from one oil block. We learned
Yeah,
that he's
that Nigerian guy.
yes, we
Yeah.
believe there's information that 4 oil blocks will be given to him again. So it's something we'll be looking at on Tuesday.
Did people did do any explosions? Did you got any oil?
We will discuss it on Tuesday. Why is it that while this guy who was given all black before sold it and now he's going to get additional 4? Who is it? So I think we need to form our own company here and go get rich out of the oil block thing and
They're
see
going
what
to get rid of
happens.
you.
No, not good.
But anyone, if anyone Liberians to get rich, it won't be, it won't get a
So-
phone.
So that will be one of our discussion on on Tuesday we'll go in depth with that oil thing. We know that Total is also being given one on the oil block, but then behind Total come this gentleman again that make money out of Liberia. So we'll be looking at that on Tuesday. So until
Okay.
then, guys, I want to say have a fantastic weekend. It's
Thank
good to
you.
see all of you, and we shall be back here on Tuesday. So I want to leave since it's weekend to leave us with a beautiful Liberian music that will take us home until we meet again. Have a pleasant good evening.
Yeah, but fortunately, why you have not been sending me this music?
We'll talk after this. Yeah.
Literally, did you want your enemies? They want see me. Poto, kill and tell you what me. Soko. They want me to die, la. Oh, did you want your enemies? They want see me. Poto, kill and tell. Hey, good. Become a tana, can you hold me with the la line, Kaleo. They want to hear worry. Become a labor, only one school and carry. They won't eat me on lelo. My kina only one off you. And now for the nobody want for me, I will see you. But care for me, you will get real. I just money my business. They try let need you water enemies, they won't see me. Poto, gill and chain, they will kill me. Soko. They just want me to die, la. Oh, need you water enemies, they won't see me. Poto, gill and chain, they will kill me. Soko. They just want me to die, la. My blessing rap, ya like plenty, but pull sardine, plenty like cartoon, where jalona. They acting the heart, they bossing the medulla, oh yeah. Blessing can follow me, all of my people let me. Because my eye clean clipper can fight for me, like can fight for me, yeah. Blessing can follow me, all of my people let me. Because my eye clean clipper can fight for me, like can fight for me, yeah. Oluwa, Baba, you cover my mama, pray for me. You're just waiting, see. And I see nothing. When your belly see me, ask for me, you not see me. Because my tana can't hold me with the la line, Kaleo. They want to hear worry. Because my labor only one school and carry. They won't eat me on lelo. My kina only one off you. And now for the nobody want for me, I will see you. But care for me, you will get real. I just money my business. Literally need you water enemies, they won't see me. Poto, gill and chain, they will kill.